It's Hey Coach with Tim Simpson, Rashard Collins, and Jamal Mondane. Three coaches and friends talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Hey everybody, how we doing? We're back. This is Hey Coach with Coach Tim Simpson, Jamal Mondane, and Rashard Collins. Back, season 2, episode 3. Gentlemen, how are we doing this fine Wednesday night?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Ready to get this show on the road.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I didn't realize it was Wednesday.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, you're working too hard, man. You're working way too hard. If you don't know what day it is, either that or you're getting too old. I'm gonna say you're working too hard. How about that, buddy? I got your back.
Yep.
Well, hey, you're welcome, brother. Army bros for life, baby. Hey guys, we let's just jump into the show. There was some news that happened in the WNBA. Brittany Griner was named as an honorary WNBA All-Star starter. Now, Brittany has been detained in Russia for roughly about, I think, 125 days now. She has been named the honorary All-Star starter. The WNBA announced that, and she has been named an All-Star 7 times previously in her career. Rashard, what are your thoughts on what's going on with her? Start about her career, everything. What do you think? What do you think is going on?
Well, I see the few little things I have seen that the WNBA is really trying to do their best, without being able to have real contact with her. And it's just to the point, man, like she's been over there since what, February?
Yeah. I want to say that.
February and
around Super Bowl time, yeah.
I mean, I still don't get, like, she's been over there for way too long. For whatever little amount that she had, I just think it's overboard. I think it's really, really, really just like it's overboard, man. This is crazy. But I think that was cool that they got her gear and they got her named to the All-Star. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, I agree. Jay, what do you got?
Yeah, she I think it's cool. They're trying to do everything they can to get her out of Russia. She basically is a political prisoner at this point. They don't really have any reason to hold her for this long. Like, her wife tried to get they had a scheduled call and they ended up not being able to do that. It's like they just withholding a bunch of rights from her. A bunch of different organizations, LGBTQ, a lot of minority organizations are all trying to get letters to the President Biden, to try to strike a deal with Russia to get her out of there. Like, it's just going to a place where it's getting kind of ridiculous. Like, you're holding her, there's no probable cause, but that just shows you the difference between countries. Like, they just want to hold this over our head, I guess, as Americans, which is crazy. But as far as the honorary All-Star, that's just another reason why basketball is the best sport, the best organization in sports, because they get ahead of what the people want, what their fans want. The NBA and the WNBA work really hard at listening to their players. What can make their league better, and things like this is what does it, like sets them apart. Like, they're a lot of people probably don't know that the WNBA is connected with the NBA, in that Adam Silver has a lot to say about what goes on in the WNBA as well as a commissioner. So they kind of work as partners to figure out ways to make the league better for both men and women. So in a situation like this, getting the NBA behind them, getting all of the players behind her to support, being an honorary All-Star is just a nice gesture. At the same time, you do want to see action. We want to see her come home. But I like that they're bringing light to it, and they're basically trying to keep her name in the news so people understand, like, she should have been home by now.
What does this do going in the future? Because they don't make a lot of money in the States.
Well, See, that's where I was going with that.
Mhm.
So my thing is, like Jay had said, Adam Silver is supposed to be, he's heavily involved with the WNBA. Well, my biggest problem is, like Rashard was about to allude to, they don't make a lot of money, and that's the biggest problem. That's the reason why, unfortunately, Brittany was in that situation, because she was going overseas to make some more money, because the pay is nowhere near the NBA. Now, I think the fan base has gotten a heck of a lot larger for the WNBA than it had been, especially when they first started. But my thing is this is, like we're about to allude to, the money thing. That's the only reason why she was over there. That's the only reason why she was put in that situation, because they're not making any type of money to really. I mean, they're making money. Don't get me wrong, but
relative, yeah.
Yeah, but compared to their counterparts, they're not. So my thing is, what do you think could be some of the things that needs to change as far as that? Because NBA has, of course, has a lot of backing. They got television deals. They got the sponsorships and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the WNBA pretty much has a lot of those same ones, but they're not. I don't think. I mean, I'm not gonna say they are. Don't quote me on this stuff, because you ain't gonna call me a lie. But maybe they don't have the same type of money deal as far as the amount to where it's getting distributed out to the teams. And to me, I think, because how many teams are in the WNBA right now? There's
12, 14.
12, 14 teams. Okay, compared to the number of NBA teams,
30.
you would think that with just the smaller amount of teams, they could distribute the money a little bit more evenly amongst the teams, to where they can probably make some more money. So, what are your thoughts on that, Jay?
But they don't generate enough revenue, so it's a double-edged sword. You want to help the WNBA out as much as you can, as the NBA, as the leader of that, but at the same time, they have to bring something to the table as far as fans, generate revenue. Like, it's the same thing with TV deals. The reason the NBA has TV deals is because fans watch the NBA. So ESPN wants that. They want that viewership, right? Because so many people watch. We got to get more people watching the game, the WNBA game. And maybe something like this will get people watching more. They just got done doing a Commissioner's Cup, kind of like a tournament that they do at the beginning of the season. They started doing that. Like, I know a lot about the WNBA because I got a friend of mine from high school, a buddy of mine, who works for the Chicago Sky. Like, he's worked for the Chicago Sky for like 15 years. Like, he's the guy he's like the MC. He does the music at the scores table. Like,
gotcha.
If you watch a Chicago Sky game, you might see him on TV. So, like,
that's what's up.
So he's heavily involved. So I follow it because of him, and I follow it obviously because I like basketball. But a lot of it is just you got to generate revenue to get revenue. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
No, I hear you.
And that's where they struggle is generating the revenue. But players are getting more popular. You see Candace Parker on TV a lot. You see Shanae Agumake on ESPN a lot. Like, they're kind of doing a bunch of crossovers so you can see them more brand recognition for the women. But it's getting better. It's way better than it was 25 years ago when they started.
So, well, I can say this. You mentioned Candace Parker. Like, I was talking to my son. He's 10 years old. And we play 2K a lot. You'll hear me mention 2K a lot on here. But we play 2K a lot, and he, I guess, had seen Candace Parker on TV somewhere, and he knew her by name. But the reason why he knew her by name is because she's on 2K. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She's been on there. She's a voice on there. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm looking at 2K. Why haven't y'all created a My Career for the Women's League?
Good point.
Why is it always just about the NBA? Why haven't you made that step towards putting the WNBA a little bit more into the forefront? Because you can't play a career mode on the women's side. You can only play a season or a tournament or something like that. You can't even create a female player. Now, that's one thing NBA Live was able to do, is that you can create a female player on there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm just saying there's so many different things. And I'm going to give a shout out to Patrick, for this comment here.
My boy.
It definitely goes along with what Jay had said earlier. About this point. At this point, she's being a political prisoner. And I heard there's reports that a lot of the reason why they weren't trying to put so much into the news about what was going on with her is because America's stance, and I'll say the government's stance, was they didn't want it. They didn't want to publicize it so much because they didn't want it to become an issue of her being a political prisoner.
Right.
But now that they've graduated from her just being over there now to be detained unlawfully. They say that some of the behind the scene things are starting to ramp up a little bit more, and this and that. So I definitely get I understand that. But you guys gonna say, I think that if they can find a way to really help push the women's sports a little bit more, a little bit harder, and maybe hopefully try to help them do something where they are generating more revenue, like Jay was talking about. I think a lot of this stuff changes for them. But unfortunately, we're gonna have to sit around and wait and figure it out. Rashard, what do you got?
Hey, you got 3 letters, LIV. They got all that Saudi money. They can't create a league. You giving golfers money that half of us can't name.
Hey,
you giving Tiger $1 billion.
But you also got to understand, man, how many golf courses over there in Saudi. Golf is a big thing over there. But basketball, not so much.
They throwing money.
They got to
just be over there. They got tournaments that's going to be here for whatchamacallit. It ain't got to just be over there.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
EA Sports could create a whole damn a game and give them a percentage of this, and then you can have people who are basketball fans, little girls who getting ready to come into their own playing basketball, going out and buy the game. I don't know a little girl that plays in 2K.
I know a few, but I mean,
you just said a few though. You don't know a gang of people,
right?
And give them a percentage of that.
Hey,
it's just
don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them females on 2K because some of them are some beasts.
No, but I watched it. I watched the women's tournament just like a lot of people.
Yeah,
sometimes for gambling purposes, but don't worry about that.
Speaking my language.
I'm just saying.
Okay. No, I agree, man. I agree, 100% agree. Like I said, I think before. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is an honest moment here. Before I got into coaching, I really didn't think about women's sports. I really didn't, especially when it came to basketball. I really didn't think about it that much. When I started coaching at the middle school level, and I started coaching the boys, and then I ended up coaching the girls and the boys, and I realized the passion that some of these girls have for this game. I'm like, yo, and I'll be honest, as a coach, I loved coaching the girls because they actually listened. When I gave them these jerseys, they actually listened. They actually went out and executed. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Is this what the real coaching experience is like when you actually have your players listening to what you're saying? I didn't know what to do. I was going crazy. But no, seriously, the passion that I've seen, and then starting to follow it a lot more. It's just like Don Staley, that's my girl. You know what I'm saying? I loved her when it's just Cheryl Swoops. You know what I'm saying? When I watched them, that was different because they played like dudes. You know what I'm saying? Great female athletes, but when you see them crossing over somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, she just crossed over, boy. Loved it. But a lot of these girls, they're extremely skillful. You know what I'm saying? And and it's just like I said, the passion with it. I love it. And like I said, now I'm starting to become more of an advocate for women's sports in general, not just basketball, but just women's sports in general, because there's a lot of great female athletes out there. They're just not getting the recognition because they're female, and that's just a bunch of baloney to me. Guys, let's jump to the NBA. Okay, let's talk about the NBA Finals. Okay. Where the Golden State Warriors defeated the Boston Celtics 103-90 to win the NBA championship 4-2. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the finals in general? We'll start with you this time, Rashard.
The finals in general, I didn't know if it was going to go 6. I was starting to lean to 7. I'm thinking, well, Boston's they got a nice little coming up squad, upcoming team. I really thought they were going to jump on them because I thought Draymond was going to turn into Draymond from when he screwed it up for him. I'm being for real because
no, I got you.
I get it. Some people, It's not an act. You know what I'm saying? It's not an act.
Right.
But if he knows how to, kind of frustrate you a little bit, and you falling for it, and you got 12 people on your team don't fall for it, and you still goofy enough to fall for it, that's on you.
Right.
Like, you never had nobody talk trash to you, and you steady entertaining, either shut them up. Don't talk trash, you steady missing layups. That looks crazy. You got to produce. They fell into it. And the fact that I tell people that the fact that Clay went through what he did with his injuries, Steph will have a little injury here and there. If you realize Draymond don't get hurt, you don't really get hurt. But to see them talk 2.5 years ago about give them 2 years, they'll be back in this same situation. I'm like, man, ain't no NBA team about to do that. This dude about to be hurt. I was like, they're not going to do it. This dude about to be hurt. And I'm blinking. I told somebody, or said it on the last one. If I'm Clay, I'm not playing hard. Y'all giving these bums money. I can flat out score. I'm not going to be the next Anthony and Grant Hill with injuries. Behind what? 2 to 4 points I haven't stopped in this game? Nah. Olay, baby. Go to the hole. Draymond, outlet.
Oh my God, Jay, what do you got? Oh my God, what do you got?
On this series, so if you watch the show, I picked Boston in 6. So that was a Stephen A. Smith type of prediction. I be picking final teams and missing every time. I picked Boston in 6.
Yeah.
So the reason I picked Boston in 6 is because I knew they looked different than everybody else Golden State had played throughout the playoffs. They were bigger, more athletic. They could switch everything. They had tough games. They could win on the road. I figured they would have enough to beat Golden State. What I didn't factor in is the youth versus the experience, and that's what I saw in the finals. The Warriors showed their experience, and Boston just showed how young they really are in that situation. Like, Golden State was down 2 times in that series. They went down 1-0 at home, and then they went down 2-1. And then after that, Boston didn't win another game. So they just showed their experience. For the offseason, Boston need a point guard real bad. Everything that they did, every deficiency they had was predicated on having a stable point guard. The turnovers, which we already know. Just controlling the pace of the game. They went on a lot of droughts. They didn't have a point guard to slow them down when Golden State went crazy. They had nobody to keep them steady, nobody to get the ball to Tatum and Brown in their spots. Tatum had to do a whole bunch of playmaking that he's never done, and he's playing 40-some minutes. A lot of his turnovers was tired turnovers, just because he didn't have legs. I mean, and they haven't played at that level. Like, in Game 6, they even talked about Kevon Looney was playing his 102nd game of the year. You know what I'm saying? So Boston just ain't been to that level yet. And it just showed Golden State. They experienced, pushed them over the top. They were the better team. They won. But Boston, they need a point guard real bad. If they look at this, if they look at the film from the finals, they can see all of the they can see all of the stuff that happened in the final. If they had a steady point guard, I like Marcus Smart, but he's not a point guard in the sense of calming the team down, getting them into their positions, like withstanding a barrage of threes or a run from a team and being able to weather the storm. They just don't have anybody that can do that on the offensive end. So, and it showed. I mean, and another thing, a lot of people didn't give Golden State their credit for their defense. Everybody talked about the threes. It was 6 games. They held Boston under 100 points in 3 out of 6 games. So we was always talking about Boston defense and what Boston could do to go on 100 points half the games. So got to give them props for that too. The defense was crazy. Andrew Wiggins. I don't think they win the series without the way Andrew Wiggins played. So yeah, they won. They were the better team.
Is Boston's Boston's next point guard? Is he in the NBA currently right now?
If they,
I don't know the agent list or anything. I'm just saying who would slide in, or do you bring a rookie to that?
I'm looking to try to get Malcolm Brogdon from them personally. I'm trying to get or that caliber. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be a good fit.
Malcolm Brogdon. Drew Holiday ain't going nowhere. He'd be perfect, but he ain't leaving Milwaukee.
Right.
But you need that caliber of a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that is okay getting you 10, 12 points a game, can defend, but also don't get rattled. He's not an emotional roller coaster. Like they need somebody that can get Tatum and Brown the ball in their spots, so they ain't got to make all the plays for everybody and try to give you 25.
Well, once KD kicks Kyrie out of Jersey, he'll be available. He can go back to Boston. I'm pretty sure they won't open him with open arms.
Nah, they don't want him back. He want to go to LA or
you stop that.
It's gonna be interesting. Well, you got Ben Simmons out there, Tim. He ain't gonna take no shots from nobody. He gonna facilitate. He ain't gonna be no ball.
We whole show on that.
But he'll play.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be no ball. He'll be available. Well, I don't know. He had this phantom back injury that nobody. I don't understand that one.
Yeah, man.
That's probably because he had been out for so long and he's stretched strong. He's stretched strong. Okay, so I got a bonus question for you guys. Okay, so there were some things that I was noticing throughout these finals, and as I was watching the finals unfolded, I seen some key spots. I think it was I want to say it was either game 4. I think it was game 4. There was a foul call on Draymond. Draymond was adamant about not being a foul. He turns around, looks at Steve Kerr, tells him, hey, have him review it. Steve Kerr at first said no. Draymond looked at him and said, have him review it. And he reviewed it. They won that challenge. Okay. Now there's same situation, same scenario on the Boston side, where there should have been some reviews. And the Boston coaching staff didn't review them. And in turn, what happened was they had a couple key players getting in foul trouble because they picked up fouls early on that weren't fouls. So I know players win games, but also how much did the coaching play into this win for Golden State and this loss for Boston? Either one of y'all jump in.
I mean, is Kerr really coaching? Kerr has a smart team, dude. Like, is Kerr really excellent? Is he really coaching? No. No.
Well, the reason why I asked that, but he at least
in practice than he is at a game time. Kerr ain't dry.
And I agree with that, but coaching goes more. But the thing is, coaching goes more into just the X's and O's. It's also knowing and trusting your players. Like you know what I'm saying? If I'm coaching and Jay played for me. Yeah, Draymond, and Jay played for me. Jay played for me. And there were situations where I'd sit there. But yeah, there were situations when Jay played for me. I sit there and look at him. I looked at him and said, hey, what do you see? And he tell me. I'm like, all right, go do it. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing, is that I know him as a player. I trust him as a player. So therefore, if he comes to me and says, hey, coach, hey, wait a minute, this ain't right. Hold up. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going with him because I'm riding with this dude because I trust this dude. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah. No, I'll piggyback on that because when you at that level, first of all, you're already in the NBA Finals. If you don't know your plays and your X's and O's by now, you shouldn't be playing. So it's never at that point when it gets to the finals. It's more of feel. Like you got to have a feel for the game. And what I think Steve Kerr did better than Ime Udoka is made the adjustments. And he prepared his players for that moment, right? Boston ain't never been in that moment. You got to think about media. You got to think about everybody and your mama on ticket finals, fans everywhere. Like, it's different than playing a regular season game. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like playing in the Super Bowl for 6 games. Yeah. The finals is a series, just like in hockey, just like in baseball. Like if it's a 7-game series, in 7 World Series, just because of media and all the pageantry of every game. Like trying to keep your emotions in for all the games. Steve Kerr done been through it 10 times. Like he won Hell, he won what 6-5 rings as a player, and he already he'd been through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he can prepare his team for that more than Udoka can. Now, when it comes to the players, the adjustments he made, he knows how to push the players' buttons. Like he's got his pulse on the team, so he know when Gary Payton Jr. should get or Gary Payton II should get in the game. He know everybody talking about, oh, don't play Draymond Green. Kuminga should be getting those minutes, but he trusts Draymond, and you see what I'm saying? He get rewarded for trusting his players. I don't think Ime Udoka can do that yet. He doesn't have. He got a shorter leash on his players because they're young. Like he can't. They haven't experienced anything yet. Now, if they make the finals next year, Ime Udoka may be a totally different type of coach. Yeah, because he's been through it already. I think that's why I say I think the experience played a big role in it. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh man, Pat.
I blame Neil.
It ain't got nothing to do with Neil Long.
That's funny. That's funny.
Which is crazy.
The
funny thing about that, a flashback, 2009, the Yankees won the World Series, and I was y'all need to thank what's the old girl name that was dating Alex?
Oh, not Jennifer. Was it Jennifer Lopez?
No, it was some. No, it was some Hudson. Kate Hudson.
You said so. Kate Hudson. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, hey, get Kate Hudson a ring, man. If it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have won the championship. So it's funny you threw that in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man.
No, if Boston, I agree. If Boston gets back next year, that'll be interesting. Just real quick, because I honestly didn't have them going to the finals when the playoffs. I'm thinking they're not going to get past Brooklyn.
Right.
They're not going to get past. Who was the next one after that? Philly?
No, it was Milwaukee.
It was Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
The old champs. The
It was down 3-2.
Champs.
Yeah.
And won the next two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking like, unless it's you, Tim, who had these boys like, oh, KD and Kyrie going to step it up. Oh, but then next time they ain't going to get to. I'm like.
Look, first of all, y'all. Yeah. Well, listen, both of y'all know I'm a realist, and I love my squad. I'll ride with my squad, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought they could get by Brooklyn because they're just so dysfunctional, but I honestly thought that Embiid might have been too much for them.
Okay.
So I didn't know if they were gonna get. I didn't know if they were gonna be able to get past them.
They didn't get Embiid.
I mean, I'm talking about Giannis. I thought Giannis and that squad was going to be too much for him. And then, I mean, it really hurt that Middleton went out. But I still thought, they had enough to be able to push past them. But they showed, and the scary thing about it, they're so young, and to have that experience to go up against a team like that and know that all we have to do is really plug a few holes. Change a few things, and we could be that team like Golden State was 2 years ago. Talking about, hey, we've learned from this. We'll be back. That is scary to me because they got a young, tough team.
It ain't that easy to come back. Ask Phoenix.
Oh no. Oh no, it ain't. Nah.
Ask Milwaukee.
Well, ask Golden State. Ask Golden State.
It ain't that easy to get.
Because I mean, it's not. No, it's not, because there's so many different factors, and then you also are taking into consideration sometimes sheer willpower from a certain couple players. Steph showed that in this finals. You know what I'm saying? Some willpower from certain players, like, yo, we're about to win this. Hop on my back, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going to happen, and then you got the draft coming up, so you don't know what's going to happen with that. And then, of course, like always, injury bug bites every team. And it's going to be one of those things, which team is going to get hit the worst and at what time. That really decides a lot of stuff, too. Because I honestly think if Robert Williams would have been 100%, it might have been a little bit different. It might have been a little different because when he was playing well, he helped shut down a lot of those options that they were getting. But I mean, he wasn't at 100%. I'm hoping with him playing, didn't mess him up for the future. Because I mean, he helped him out a lot, but I'm just hoping it didn't. I don't want him looking like like Rashard has mentioned, Anthony Hardaway or Grant Hill.
Right.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
They give
A
too
guy
much
like
money
that.
out, man.
You
got to be smart nowadays. They too much money.
Yeah. So
now,
it is.
One thing,
it is what it is.
I know we about to change. One thing. Think about it. Think about the shout out. You got Gary Payton's son, Dale Curry's son, Wiggins' son, and Klay Thompson's. I mean, you have four former NBA kids on the same squad. The AAU team out in Cali. That's what that is. That's all that is. We got the money to live in this gated community.
Okay, I'm
done.
I'm gonna ask you guys one more question. I'm gonna ask you one more question before we go to the break. So we had talked about this last show about where we had Steph ranked in our all-time list. Rashard, I believe you said you had him in the top 20. I said I had him between 11 and 15, and I think Jay was roughly about that same top 15. So with this finals MVP, because him finally winning his first finals MVP, where does he rank? Does he stay the same in your mind? Does he move up? I don't think he moves down. I don't think that. So does he move up or does he stay the same?
I mean, you got to look at okay, if you're doing a list, you got to go with, are you doing an era? Are you doing all-time greats? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like
all-time greats.
When they do the list like that, like
I
just my only thing to add to this is for this kid to be one of the greatest shooters and had the most made threes and all that. And this cat can't crack the top 10. But once again, you start naming people who you pulling out. So
that's what I'm saying.
I say he stays wherever I had him top 20. I say he just stays top 20.
Where you got him today? Where you got him?
I don't know. I mean, who you pulling out? I mean, like,
where you got him? That's where you got him at.
We'll say 15, but damn, now I got to figure out 14 people that I like to see play better than him. It's gonna be probably an error for me. I'm not gonna be able to get the name and certain cats that
now you just said something. I mean, that's a completely different category. You said, I got to think of 14 cats that I would like to see better. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, to me, when I do a top, any type of top list, to me, it's not so much about their accolades. It's not about, them, what they've done. It's like, who do I enjoy watching the most?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to a lot of that stuff, I mean, it kind of goes along with what their careers were and what they've done and stuff like that. And sometimes, and like I said, I do really like Steph Curry, but at the same time, when I look at it, from a coaching standpoint, I'm sitting up here and I'm fighting with my own team, my minor league team that I coach, where I got guys just want to come down and jack up shots from almost half court. And it's like, yo, what are you doing? It's like, you're not Steph Curry. Okay, he's the only one. Okay, so stop. You know what I'm saying? Because guys don't understand. You kill momentum when you do stuff like that. Because then now you got the other guys on the team. They're like, oh my god, he comes down, jack ball. Then what happens? Then another fool comes down, does the same thing. Saying and like I said, like I do like to watch Steph Curry, but when it comes to as a coach, I'm like, yo, I don't want him anywhere near my TV. Because I don't want my players watching them. I don't want to talk about this fool. Because of stuff like that. It's like, in my eyes as a coach, that has hurt the game. Because not enough people actually watched or really buy into the work that he's put in to be able to do stuff like that. Right. They just see him doing it. And so therefore they go out there and do it. And they don't understand the work that he does and how he's got that.
I was going to say, you're absolutely right. What I was going to say is what coaches need to do players and say, if you can't complete this workout like him, shooting like him. So if you can't complete the workout like Steph, then don't be Steph. And there's a lot of players that can't complete the workout. Article with Anthony Edwards, and he talked about getting drafted. You know, when players are in the draft, the combine, they work out for teams. He talked about how he went to Golden State and Steve Kerr had him doing these crazy drills, this up and down endurance shooting drills, and he couldn't do them. He was talking about how tired he was. He didn't have a, and Steve Kerr was like, "What did he do? Like, you got to be able to do these. You want to play in this league." And he was gassed. He was like, I had another level of respect for what they do on a daily basis because I couldn't do it. And they probably couldn't do it as a rookie either, but that's the level you got to play at. And I don't think players understand. You want to just go out and shoot shots. Those are normal shots for Steph because he puts hours and hours into it. You know what I'm saying?
He never stops running.
My advice for coaches, right? Yes. Exactly. But my advice for coaches would be, if you got players that want to play like that, try to get some video on these dudes' workouts, and then tell your players, do these workouts exactly like them. Then don't shoot like them.
That's one thing I've been trying to do is I've been putting together a video workout list, and then that's one thing I'll be having guys work on, because like my thing is this is you get guys out there that they're trying to play 30, 35, 40 minutes. And it's like, you realize you're usually gassed after 3 minutes. So why would I leave you in the game that much longer? That's just stupid, first of all. Like, what kind of dumbness is that? But seriously, like that's like a huge problem. Like that's how I tell guys, like you can't look at the NBA, you can't look at some of the stuff that's going on and think you're gonna go out there and do that. You can't say that you can play at that level when you don't even work at that level. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's like I said, as a coach, that's why I try to get my guys to understand, like you're not going to the next level if you can't work at the next level. If you can't do what I'm asking you to do at this level, you're never going to be able to do it at any other level. And no organization or coach or owner or GM or scout is ever going to give you that opportunity, because they can see it. They've been doing it long enough. They can see that you don't have the work ethic to be at the next level.
Well,
guys, let's take a quick break.
My bad.
Go ahead.
What I was going to say, where do we rank Steph? I'm keeping him in the top 15. I didn't move him at all. He didn't move up. He didn't move down.
I am too.
He's right where he was. Even if he would have lost, I would have kept him in the same spot. So this didn't hurt. This helped his legacy, but it wouldn't hurt him regardless. So he's still in the top 15 to me. The players I have in front of him are still in front of him. So.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't hurt his legacy. I'm not even going to say. I'm going to say on a personal level, it helped his legacy. Absolutely. On like a ranking level, it didn't really do much for me. Yeah, I'm saying it didn't really do much for me on a ranking level, because there are.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it helped him in this era, but all time it didn't really move. It didn't move the needle for me all time, but it definitely helped him in this era.
That's good. That's going to bring up a follow-up question, Mr. Mundane, that we're going to have to get into,
ladies and gentlemen,
quickly when we come back. When we come back from this break. So y'all hang on. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Hey Coach.
It's Hey Coach with Tim Simpson, Rashard Collins, and Jamal Mondane. 3 coaches and friends talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Yo.
Okay, I'm having a little issue over here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the video was I don't know what it was doing. Anyways, welcome back to Hey Coach. I am Coach Tim Simpson. I am still rocking and rolling with Jay Mondane and Rashard Collins. Gentlemen, to continue on what we were talking about with the NBA Finals, and mainly what we were talking about with Steph Curry. We were talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, how this championship either helped, did it change your view as far as Steph Curry goes and everything? And Jay had brought up a very interesting question. Jay, why don't you go ahead and share with our viewers and us what your question was?
Yeah, so Steph Curry came in the league in 2009. So this was his 13th year. Kevin Durant's been in the league since 2007. Kyrie's been in since 2010. James Harden's been in since 2009 as well. I think he was in that same draft. Westbrook in 2008. LeBron in 2003. My question was, between that time, between 2003 and 2022, whose era of basketball, whose era is this? I would say from 2000 to 2010, I would say that was the Kobe and Tim Duncan era. You'd say Kobe and Tim Duncan shared that era if you want to, split hairs. But from 2010 to now, let's just say, because LeBron started winning championships in 2011, 2012, actually. From that era on, so from 10-year window when LeBron started winning championships to now, he has 4 NBA championships. He's got league MVPs, All-Star game MVP records. But Steph Curry also has 4 titles now, MVPs, All-Star game MVPs, records, unanimous MVPs, Western Conference Finals MVPs. Now that's a new thing. So the question was, whose era are we in right now? Are we in the LeBron James era, or are we in the Steph Curry era? Whose era would you consider this to be right now?
Rashard?
Probably LeBron.
Okay.
Just the way he takes care of his body, and just the way he wins. I mean, he's damn near, he's won everywhere he's gone. So, I mean, he don't even have to be in the playoffs, and we talk about this cat. This cat had come up in the general conversation, whether good or bad. Oh, why did he pass it? See, LeBron wouldn't have made that pass, and see, he's not complete, and this, that, and the other. It's LeBron, man. I mean, it's LeBron's.
Okay. So I agree, but
I think. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say. I'm wondering if you're about to say the same thing I'm about to say. So
I was going to say I agree, but it poses a good argument because LeBron's still playing at a high level, but Steph is still winning. And every time they've played head to head, Steph is up 3-1. That's the edge. They both changed the game. Whether it's for the power to point forward, however you want to put it, the type of the body that LeBron has, physically he's changed the game, the way people take care of their body. But you can argue Steph has changed the way of the game physically as well. He takes care of more power. The way he's changed the game with shooting, the way he's changed the game with moving without the basketball. He uses 45 feet, 25 feet. You know what I'm saying? You got to guard him from half court. His leadership style is different than LeBron's. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a lot of similarities, and they have a lot of parallels to how they lead and how they win. They win differently, but when they play head to head, Steph has the edge. He stayed with his franchise, so this can be argued. This is another era where two people share it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, I'm a Kobe guy. 2010s, 2000s being his era, or they shared the era. I would say the same here. The reason why LeBron the edge is just because of more individual accolades and dominance, right? He he has more league MVPs. He's got, he's played longer, so he's got more accolades. But if you think about from the time LeBron won a championship in 2012 to 2022, if you just do that 10-year window, when he started winning, Steph started winning in 2015. They got the same amount of titles, and Steph ain't gone nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it poses a good question. Whose era is it right now? So a lot of people can lean towards Steph. It may be recency bias for their reasons, whatever it may be. But to say, and that kind of goes into the LeBron Jordan thing. Like, we knew who era it was in the 90s. There wasn't a lot of people really eating back then. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people eating in this era. So that's why I posed the question.
Well, in my response, it's I can make an argument for it being both. But if we look at just the sheer fact of, okay, Steph, when you talk Steph, you talk LeBron. Steph, like I said, as much as I like him, it's just an offensive player. He can play some defense, but he doesn't really change, and he's not really making too many. He's not making you cringe if he's guarding you. LeBron, to me, is a more dominant player because he can do it on both ends. Now, he's not the shooter Steph is, but at the same time, you don't want to really leave him open.
In his prime.
You know what I'm saying? He can take you down to the post. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And of course, and we're talking, all this. But at the same time, like I said, even with all that, even now, I mean, he may not be, the same dominant force he is, but he's still, if he's on the court and you going against him, if you going up for a layup, you are looking over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You are still gonna look over his shoulder. He might only go after it maybe one out of 10 times, now, but I mean, still, you're still worried about it. Like I say, like to your point, when it was Jordan's era, Jordan was the most dominant thing on the court. You know what I'm saying? You knew that it didn't matter. If Jordan was on the court, the Bulls had a chance to win. And that's just the thing. And I believe that the same. Maybe not in the last couple of years for LeBron, but I do believe that the same for both of those players. That if they are on the court, you do have an opportunity to win. I think Steph right now gives you more of an opportunity because he hasn't had to take the kind of beating that LeBron has taken. The rules have changed that have helped out players like Steph Curry to where they don't take the type of bodily abuse that some of these other guys are taking. LeBron being a big guy, he plays inside, he plays outside. He takes a lot of abuse. Now he's done a wonderful job taking care of his body. And I give him a lot of credit for that because he spends a lot of money on his body. But like I said, when you look at a lot of these players like Shaq was just a dominant force. But look how much beating that man took. You know what I'm saying? By the time his career was done, he was, I almost thought he was going to walk out with a walker, during his retirement speech. I mean, I didn't, you never knew because, I mean, he was getting beat up like all crazy. But like I said, I mean, to me, it all depends on, what flavor of tea you like. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these guys, I think they're phenomenal players. We already know they Hall of Famers. They right. Walk in Hall of Famers in my book. But I definitely would make an argument that it could be just like you said, with the Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan era. It definitely could be one of those things where, hey, it's shared. I mean, they're equal in championships.
Right.
LeBron has, what is he have 4? He has 4 league MVPs.
LeBron's got 4 league MVPs. Steph got 2.
Yeah, he's got 4. Okay. Yeah, he's got 2. So I mean, like I said, if it's one of those things, we have to say, well, break it by. You said what?
I was gonna say, so people pick sides because that's the way society is. You told to make a choice, yeah. But it really ain't
right.
In the 50s, it was Mike and Russell. It was their era, right? In the 70s, right. Kareem, you could say right. Kareem and Dr. J had the 70s, right? In the 80s, Magic and Bird.
Right.
Like the outlier is like Jordan and Joe Mikan because that's when the league started. But every Kobe and Tim Duncan had the 2000s, like 2010. You know, you got LeBron and Steph, so it's not uncommon to have two guys share a center.
It was supposed to be LeBron and Melo.
Whose era it is. So it ain't just that we're starting to recognize that.
It was supposed to be LeBron and Melo.
It's true.
Say that again.
He said it was supposed to be LeBron and Melo.
I said it was supposed to be, if it was going to do two people at the time, it was supposed to be LeBron and Melo.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
you know what I mean?
You judge by winning, and that's the thing. Like Melo's gonna be Alex English. He's gonna be Sidney Moncrief in 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was nice.
I like the comparison.
Win. That's what he'll be. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, one of them was a unanimous MVP. And that's what I'm saying. They both have broken records and broke the mold in their own respective way. But to say it's singularly one person's era is, I don't think you can do that. Because think about it like this. When they was up 3-1 on LeBron and Kyrie in Cleveland, LeBron them came all the way back, won that. He won it for Cleveland. They hadn't won a title in 50 years unless you watch Major League, the movie. Cleveland wasn't winning nothing. Unless you was Ricky Vaughn, you weren't winning in Cleveland. So the fact that he brought them back, Golden State had to go get KD to beat him. Because if they did not get KD, they would have not beat him. So I think that in the 2010 to 2020 era, you got to say they shared it. He's talking about back in 2009. That was Kobe's era. So, I mean, he wasn't good enough to get in there. So, on that. So yeah.
No, I agree. I agree with everything. Yeah, I agree with all that. And like I said, and even you know, and I definitely give credit to Steph, you know, with the unanimous, you know, MVP, but he only has 2. You know what I'm saying? If we really talk numbers, like I said, it's just like the whole argument of, you know, when we talk about the GOAT debate with Jordan. I was like, what are you basing it on? Don't base it on championships. Don't ever base it on championships. I don't care. Don't ever base it on championships because he only has 6. Bill Russell has 11. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it's one of those things where you can't. I don't base it on their numbers. I just don't. I try to stay away from the numbers, and I base it on what do they honestly bring to the table, offensively and defensively to their teams. How much better do they make their teams? You know, that's how I solely base it on. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, with that, it is what it is. I 100% agree. I think this right now at this point in time, it's a shared thing because they're both still playing at a very high level. And right now, Steph Curry definitely has a better team, and I think a better organization surrounding him that's helping him stay at that high level. It's going to remain to be seen what's going to go on with the Lakers now with Darvin Ham taking the helm and to see what's going on with those guys. So we'll see what happens next year. It could be the same for the Lakers. Who knows? Maybe LeBron's just trying to hold out until the sun comes in place for the Lakers. But we don't know. It is what it is. It's whatever. So, okay. So let's move to. I got a fantasy question for both of you guys. Okay, and I know we got some people watching, so you're more than welcome to jump in. Just go in the comments, and I'll definitely put that up there. But I got a fantasy question for you guys. All right, what's your top 5 players at each position all time in their prime? So you got positions 1 through 5. Point guard through center. What is your top 5 all time in their prime? Shard, we're gonna go with you.
I'm gonna be different. I'm going with Penny. I'm going with Olajuwon. I'm going with Ray Allen. What else? I need 2 more people.
Okay, yeah.
I go with Kobe.
Ray Allen. Okay.
We're going to throw LeBron in there.
All right, now give us your real list. Like who you really think the best at that position. Right?
My list, man. That's my list, man.
Give us your real list. Not who you like. Not who you like to watch.
That's my list.
Not who you
Penny
like to
fan.
watch. I am too.
Ray Allen.
I'm a fan of everybody you said.
I mean, so I just need two more people. So I said LeBron and then one other person. What Pat say?
He talking about LeBron going to get D Wade to win his championships. Yeah. Another topic.
Hey, KD had to go to Golden State to get his.
Mike can't win one without Pitt.
It's a team sport. So you got
it's a team sport now. Okay.
No, I'm responding to his comment. Going D Wade going or LeBron going to D Wade. All right, so you picked the five.
All right, so you have what? Penny?
You got Penny, Ray Allen, LeBron.
Tim, stop trying my list, man. It's Jay's turn to talk, man. Y'all not about to do
You good. You good. You got Penny.
Tim, you're not about to do me like this.
You got Penny, Ray,
man.
LeBron.
That was Penny, man.
I am not doing it.
Who's your power forward?
That's what he said.
Who's your power forward?
I'm assuming LeBron.
No, it's Penny, Ray, LeBron. Olajuwon was the 5. Who was the 4?
So I had LeBron. I'm going positionalist. I know he said position, but I'm
right.
right.
But who was the 5th person? I don't know who the 5th person is.
He said Kobe.
Oh, okay.
Kobe was.
I like it. Hey, look, I love all of them.
Yeah.
If I'm going 5, top 5
what you got, Jack?
all time by position. I'm going Magic at the 1. I think he's the greatest point guard ever.
Okay.
I think Jordan is the greatest shooting guard ever. I think LeBron is the greatest small forward ever. I think Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward ever. And I think Wilt Chamberlain is the greatest center.
Oh, okay.
In any era. Everybody talk about, he only played against 8 teams. Man, listen. Basketball is basketball. And I think if he'd have played in any era, he is one of 2 people with 20,000 rebounds, man. I'm going with Wilt. That'd be my 5 right there, all time.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the crazy thing about it, I'm sitting there. I don't know if you were looking at my face, but we literally matched every single player except for the center.
Oh,
now,
really?
I had Wilt as my honorable mention for the 5th. Because I love Wilt. Wilt's great. And no, before you guys, yes, I'm a Celtics fan. No, I'm not throwing Bill Russell on there. But for me, he's good. I thought about it. I thought hard. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Be mad.
So
I'm not mad
once
at
again. I know. I'm not. Yeah.
For me, all time.
Well, mine was Magic at the 1, Jordan at the 2. I had Bird at the 3.
Okay.
And then I had no, I'm sorry. That was my other one. I had LeBron at the 3. Sorry. Apologize. I scratched my list out a couple times. I had Duncan at the 4. Mm-hmm. And then I had Olajuwon with Wilt backing him up at the 5.
Hey, Dream, man. People don't realize what Dream was about, man.
Hey.
Dream was whew. No,
I called him.
He's probably number.
Tap shoes Willie.
Actually, my bad. I don't have Wilt as my best center ever. I apologize. Apologize to the fans, to the public, to my co-host. I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my 5. I apologize. It's Kareem.
Okay. Okay. You can't go wrong with that either.
Magic.
You can't go wrong with that.
Jordan, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm taking Kareem.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got your starting 5. Who would be your next 5 off the bench?
Rashard, who your next 5, man? You got
T-Mac. I'm being for real. T-Mac.
Okay.
Let's see.
No, okay.
Man, I just got this question. I wasn't at the meeting early. I just got this question, man.
He put Tadeo Threaton there.
Hey, well, we can go. Nick Van Exel. You want me to be silly? You know what I'm saying? I can go Corey Maggette, Darius Miles, Elton Brand, Ola Candy, and Quentin
Rashard,
with
hey,
Ray Miller.
Rashard, I'll give you time to think of yours. I'll do mine. All right. I give you time. I'm gonna give you time to think of yours, so you're not on the spot.
T-Mac, y'all stop me and T-Mac. God,
God. Said you ain't have enough time to think about it, so I'll give you time to think.
I did.
You gonna put Mark Eaton on that motherfucker or something? All right, so
Kurt
at the
Rambis
point,
is honorable.
who my backup?
Back
Who
up
my
forward.
back? So the next 5, second best point guard ever to me is Isaiah Thomas. I'm going with Zeke. Second best shooting guard is Kobe. Third best small forward is Bird. Fourth best power forward. Oh, that's tough. Give me KG. And then I'll put
in the
Wilt.
prime. Yep.
And then I'll put Wilt at that second team. Yeah, give me Zeke, Kobe,
Okay.
Bird, KG, and Wilt. Yeah, that's where I'm going with it. Tim, what you got?
All right. Rashard, you good now, or we'll
let him go last.
No, I'm gonna freelance it. Let's go.
Okay, we'll let Rashard go last.
Go ahead, Tim. It's on you. Bro.
No, you go last. Okay. Okay.
Rashard putting
all right. So for my point guard, I'm going Daryl Armstrong. No, I'm playing. I'm not doing Daryl Armstrong. I'm not doing Daryl Armstrong.
Rashard doing
all Isaiah Thomas definitely is on my but Isaiah Thomas definitely is definitely got to be. He's definitely got to be in that position, just because what he was able to do. I definitely I already had Kobe as my second best shooting guard, and then I also said I already had Bird for my small forward. Power forward, I agree with KG, and one of the ones, like I said, for somebody I just like watching as a power forward. Would be a toss up between either Karl Malone or Charles Barkley, just how they played. But KG's definitely probably my top pick as far as that. And then mine for center, it's a toss up. It's a toss up between Bill Russell and Shaq.
Big one.
But I gotta go with my Celtics heart. I'm going my Celtics heart. Bill Russell, baby.
You can't go wrong with either one of them.
I'm going with Bill Russell. Listen, all day, every day.
I don't have Shaq
all day, every day.
I don't have Shaq as high on my list as people might think. For really, he's not that high on my list. Shaq is like 5th. For centers. Like he ain't that high on my list.
The thing is, I agree with that. I could agree with that though.
There might be
because the thing is that you look at no, not really. But if you look at a lot of these other centers that are on the list, I don't remember how great of a free throw shooter Wilt was. But some of the other ones we've named were pretty good free throw. Yeah, he wasn't that good. But some of them were pretty good. If there was one hole in Shaq's game other than he didn't have a jump shot, was he couldn't really knock down free throws. Yeah. And that hurts you. We're talking about going back to the to the late stages of the game. But he's just so dominant. I mean, he's just that dude was just.
I mean, I know nobody has this right off the top, and I just thought about when you were talking about Shaq. What did Shaq average in the league? Would y'all say 25? Would y'all say 25? Yeah,
he averaged about 28 and 12 for his career.
And then, like y'all said, so just
28-12. Yeah,
you add 7 free throws on top of that. Wow, dude.
That's why I can't
get a whole different conversation.
So Rashard, so far down, not really far, but he is not as high as people may think he is on my list of centers is because of the work ethic, man. Like the reason they broke up, everybody talk about Kobe. Yeah. The reason they broke up is because Kobe was putting in work 24/7, 365. And Shaq would come into practice eating burgers and was like, I'll be ready for the playoffs. Like, come on, man. Like, I understand you dominant, but bro, like
Damn. Yeah.
hard.
And I think
like
that's
me
why
that-
he didn't come in shape, like you just said. There was nobody else pound for pound body wise because Sabonis was kind of already gone. Sabonis was a big dude, but he couldn't stay with Shaq. Yao Ming held his own, but Shaq.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody gives Shaq love because of what he could have been if he was in shape. But the reality is he wasn't in shape all the time. So I'm gonna call it like it is. If he was in shape, he would have been well.
Oh, it's like James Harden.
He'd have took his summer serious. Exactly. If Shaq would have took his summer serious and worked on free throws, it'd have been ridiculous and just got in better shape. You don't need to learn how to dunk. You seven, you know what I'm saying? You're not bringing the ball down the court, so we just need to learn, who you passing. Who you going to play pickup with unless they in the NBA?
You lose
you ain't
points
just going to no random little pickup gym like, hey, I'm just going to disappear in here if they might know who I am. Come on, man. He was just –
You lose points with me for that, man. Everybody else working hard and you just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, well, you good. So I can't rock with you as one of the top centers. Olajuwon better than him to me. Like, I mean, I don't think he close. I don't think he close to Dream, personally. But that's just me.
There's another person. I mean, if you look at that, if you talk about in that Shaq era, Patrick Ewing.
Ewing, David, like, come on, man.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah,
David Robinson. Yeah, David Robinson's another one.
Robinson's footwork was nice.
Yeah.
He had trouble with Rick Smits when he used to play against him. He's 7'5".
What? Boy.
Oh, yeah. The Duncan Dutchman.
Duncan Dutchman.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Man.
I mean, I get you. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
If he had Kobe's work ethic,
all right, hey, if
he had Kobe's work ethic, they could have won.
Oh. Ooh. That'd have been tough if he'd had that same work ethic as Kobe. We're gonna take another quick break. Then we're gonna get back. We gotta talk about some LIV Tour news that's going on. So please stick around, and we'll be back with more Hey Coach.
Yay.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are back with more Hey Coach. You're still rocking with your hosts. I'm Tim Simpson, still with Jay Mondane and Rashard Collins. Gentlemen, how we doing? We're a little over hours of the show. Everybody still holding up?
Yeah, good, man.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So we touched on this a little bit last show. We talked about the LIV Tour, the tournament they have going on. And now there's even more news coming out. Jay, you and I talked about this. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what's going on now with the LIV Tour?
It's kind of the same thing. If you watch the last episode, we was talking about players, like well-known players moving over to the LIV golf tournament, golf association, whatever it's called now. But basically what LIV golf is, it is a golfing circuit, basically a competitor to PGA. So a lot of players are moving over for money. I mean, the bottom more, the purses are bigger, prizes are bigger when they play. So another big player just left, I think yesterday, Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau. So both of them, they're two young golfers that are getting famous. They're known for having a beef with each other on the golf course, but they play really well in these tournaments. So they moved over to the LIV Golf Championships, and the reason why is solely because of money. Like if they're going to play the same, if they're going to play in the same tournaments and they're going to play on the same golf courses for the same amount for more money, then why not? You know what I mean? It's like if you make $100,000 over here and you're getting offered the exact same job over here for $300,000, why wouldn't you go over here? So that's literally, to put it in a day-to-day perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
They're literally doing the exact same job. They're not losing any of their individual endorsements. They're just playing in a different league with an opportunity to win more money. And so the old heads in the PGA, the PGA committee is just like Major League Baseball. They stuck in the past. They don't want to advance the sport. They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay the golfers more. They don't want to promote the golfers. So you got these new age golfers moving to a different league and making more money. So I'm happy for it. I'm gonna be pro player no matter what. Any organization, any sports group, franchise, I'm always pro player, 100%. Make your money while you can. Can't play forever. Millionaires fighting with billionaires. I'm always taking the millionaire side.
Yeah. Rashard, what do you got to add to this?
I mean, you got like Jay said, you got to look, man. They giving money. You got names that are leaving, but they're letting them play in the open. They're letting anybody who wants to live. They're letting them play in the open because they know they can't. Because if you burn, I think LIV came a little harder than they thought they were going to come. Because I didn't hear anything before it. To me, it was just here. It was like, oh, okay. Well, next week it's a tournament. Then they offered Tiger a billion. They offered somebody else $1 billion. Come on, man. $1 billion, bro. This boy turned it down. Damn. He turned it down. And then you got these names that are looking like like Jay said, we about to do the same thing, and you still can play so many tournaments on U.S. soil and get paid. Now, once they seal a TV deal, because I think they're just streaming right now, and I don't think the number too bad. But once they bring this tournament, because I know they play in Vegas. I'm not sure. I don't have a list in front of it. I know Vegas is on one of their lists. It's gonna be ridiculous, man. You're gonna have people. PGA is gonna either have to do what Jay said. You're either gonna have to step up and give us better money to promote this sport, or guess what? I'll go to Saudi. Hell, I went to Iraq and didn't want to, and I got paid crumbs. I'm damn sure going to Saudi to make some real money. I mean, that's the
thing. Like the PGA think that people gonna watch their product because they're the PGA. No, if everybody moving over here, I'm watching golf. I'm watching golf,
and I still know the names. I still know the names. I'm still watching golf.
People watch TNT with Brady and Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen playing. Like they don't care about.
Watch them LIV get in their head. Like y'all don't want to come over and do a tournament.
Ain't nobody watching the PGA because you the PGA. Like
no. First of all, if Woods ain't in that thing, it don't really move the needle no damn way.
Exactly. So PGA gonna figure that out. That these players can go over here and make more money, and the players are gonna realize, oh, I'm still getting recognized and watched over here, man. All right, cool. So
my thing is this: I 100% agree. I'm right there with you, Jay. I'm always pro athlete when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And my thing is, like, I like golf. I go out and play it. I may not watch it, too often on TV. I always get the PGA game for, the Xbox or whatever. Just something to do that's different than the norm of what I normally do. But I found myself watching this on YouTube.
I've actually,
because like I said, yeah. So I've watched, there's some of that stuff on, and the thing is that to me now my peak has been interest, is going up because the simple fact is these dudes, they playing because they know they're about to get paid.
Hey.
And so it doesn't seem like it's the same names over and over again that you find the leaderboard, this and that. All of these dudes is bringing their A game because the better you play, the more money you make. So therefore, now competition is starting to get a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? They say, so that's I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I thought PGA is been like, it's been like those old golf courses where, you had to be, a certain type of person to get into the club, and that's what it's felt like over the years that like how they've still ran everything. And it doesn't really appeal to the upcoming golfers that are younger generations. It doesn't really appeal to them at all. But now you're talking about there's a league that, hey, I can go out and play, and if I place even 44th in this tournament, I can make almost $130,000.
130, yeah. Dude,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I go to one tournament,
bro.
But I'm saying I go to one tournament and make my whole year's salary.
Yes. Dude, and I know you said it in the 40s, either 42 to 47. Dude placed like 2 weeks ago and got like 150. 47th, bro. We're not looking at the leaderboard. Hey, first of all, once Tiger's name highlighted over here because he didn't make the cut. All right, NBA playoffs. I'm done.
Right.
I ain't watching none of you cats.
Right.
Right.
I'm not watching none of you cats. I'll turn to Formula One and watch that way quicker than I will PGA. and I'm dead serious with the Formula.
Yeah, I hear you.
Real, yeah.
The Formula One is different. It's different.
I know.
You ain't never messed with it.
Yeah.
Now.
If you ain't never messed with it, oh my! Get up on a whole Sunday. My boy Rick, he got me getting up Sunday.
I'm gonna start.
Like, man, I need sleep, bro.
I'm gonna start getting on there.
Oh no, it's interesting, man. Like it's a whole production.
Look, watch the joint on Netflix.
Yeah.
Before you get into it, then you'll see.
Oh, it's a whole production, Tim. Oh, it's
all right,
so serious. Yeah, and it's quicker, my boy.
What's it called on Netflix?
I can't remember the name of the actual show, but you can probably literally type in Formula One on Netflix.
Yeah, it's only like a year old, if that. It hasn't been out long.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been out long.
I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, I'm all for the LIV Tour tournament, classic, whatever the heck they call it, whatever it is. I'm for it, and I think it's starting to bring a little bit more. I like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like it because guys are competing more on it, but I like it more because someone's actually competing with the big name, which is the PGA Tour. Right. Yeah. I like that aspect because it's not just just the PGA Tour, and that's the only way you can go get your content. I like it because somebody's actually competing with them, and that's what I like.
How are the crowds at the
so
making some noise?
You would think you're still watching the PGA.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they got strippers in the crowd or anything, or they're making beer runs or anything, but I'm saying it's still like you still got people walking the course just like everybody else. I
wasn't going there.
But I'm just saying. Well,
you got a different channel. You must subscribe to YouTube. You got a whole different channel. You
watching LIV tournament?
Yeah, I got YouTube TV. I got YouTube TV.
The first thing came out your mouth was strippers, dude. I am being professional today. I have not cursed. You towing the line, man. You will help me through a line stepper like Bart.
That is true. That is true. That is true. You have not.
I'd have said that. Jay, I'd have said that. He'd have been. Yeah, that right there.
You'd have had the disclaimer on you.
Yeah.
That's because that's what you do. Anyways, but no, like I said, I'm for it. I'm happy for them. I'm just happy that there's actually somebody challenging some of these big leagues and stuff. So I'm hoping that something like, I hope it catches on. I hope it continues. That being said, gentlemen, this has been another great show. I really enjoyed. I enjoy every show we do. You guys make this so much more fun, and I just love everything. So before we cut out, Rashard, do you have any parting words for this show?
I want to add. I want to see Jay's face when I add my list. Kendall Gill, Nick Anderson, Stephen Bardo, Marcus Liberty, and Quentin Richardson. Anybody knows any of them names, they know where they're from.
All of them from the crib. All of them from the crib.
Know where they're from. Yeah.
All of them from the crib. Love it.
Oh, did I say Kenny Battle? Because if I forgot Battle, my fault.
You can put Kenny Battle and Pearson off the bench.
Man. Oh, Ben Wilson, my fault. I forgot. The list can go on too, Tim. Don't forget Anthony Davis is from the Chi.
Get AD
Candace
in
coming
there.
off.
Look, you can get Mark Aguirre in there.
Yeah, right.
All that,
Yeah,
man.
we get Antoine Walker. There's a couple cats we can get, man. We can get some.
D Wade, D Rose. Let's go.
I
we can
feel,
get some
I
folks.
feel,
We
I
get
feel,
Isaiah.
Don't even
Doc,
worry
Doc
about
and
it.
Isaiah can coach the
I got
squad.
you on that.
Get some
I like
folks.
it. Hey, we got Doc Rivers coach the squad.
Doc can coach the squad, man.
Coach, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And Isaiah Thomas can sit right next to him.
there
And
you
we
go.
can
All
just have that
right.
goon-
Sounds good.
Zeke could
goon
be
Pat
the
Bev.
VM.
We can have Pat Bev come off the bench, you know.
You got a whole squad. I love it. Love it. That's the best list of the night.
Oh my God, the goon squad.
That was the
All right,
best
Jay, you
list
got
of
any
the
parting
night.
words for the show?
Hey, if they lose the game, they win in the fight.
Yeah. Because Tim Hardaway coming out the stands, baby.
Hey, that's true.
I love it.
Jay, you got any parting words for the show?
Nah, man, it's been great. Season 2 has been great, man. I love the fans coming on and chiming in, asking questions. It's been fun. Continue to watch the show. We got more coming this summer for y'all, man.
Yeah.
Tune in, ask questions, say what's up, shout us out, share, get on YouTube, share this. And, you know, we try to make something happen, man. So we appreciate it.
Most definitely. And the only thing I'd have to say is to reiterate what Jay just said. Thank you to the fans, people that tune in. Love the interaction, being able to talk to people. It's great. It just helps the show get there. So make sure, but most definitely make sure that you go on and check out all of our social media. You catch us at on our Facebook page at Timothy Richard Jamal. You can catch us on Twitter at Hey Coach Podcast and on Instagram at Hey Coach Podcast. You can also catch us on our audio version of the show by going to anchor.fm/Hey Coach T. Well, gentlemen, it has been another wonderful episode. And I thank you guys so very much for doing this with me. And this show, like I said, we're just looking to move on bigger things too. So for everybody else, thank you very much and have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
R.I.P. Tony Saragusa.